Okay, so we want to know which of the following has the smallest standard deviation. So a lot of people don't know what standard deviation is, right? So this is a statistics that's starting to be show up on these tests, right? Standard deviation is basically the extent to which numbers in the data set deviate from the mean, the average, right? So you can kind of think of this as like, so you'd have an average. If all the numbers cluster around that, that's going to have a small standard deviation, right? If you have numbers that vary a bunch, like you would have a mean here, right? And you'd have a bunch of numbers over here and a bunch of numbers over here, that's going to have a large standard deviation. If all my numbers are clustering around the mean, that's going to be small, right? Okay. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, this is going to have a fairly small standard deviation, right? And that you're going to have, if you added all these up and divided by 5, right, you'd have your numbers would cluster around the mean, right? C and D, it's definitely, let's just look at C and D quick. C and D, it's definitely not going to be. You'd have a bunch of 1s here, a bunch of 16s here, and like the mean would be right here, right? Answer choice D, you would have a bunch, it would not be terribly different. A bunch of 2 would actually be a higher standard deviation because you'd have a bunch of 2s, a bunch of 50s, and your mean would be in the middle. So I'm going to get rid of C and D. But look what is going to happen with answer choice B. It doesn't matter that, like, magnitude-wise, these numbers are really high. The mean of this data set, right? So the mean of answer choice B is going to be 100 point something, right? So you're going to have a mean which almost all the numbers are going to be clustered right around, right? So answer choice A is not going to have a huge standard deviation, but it does vary a little wider than something like answer choice B, where you have almost all the exact same numbers and one that's just a little, like, too higher, right? So answer choice B is definitely going to have the smallest standard deviation. They're going to be almost right. All these numbers are going to be almost right on top of the mean.